Friday, November 20th, 2020, and our I Can for today says, I can explain the 5 choices with remainders. All right, we've been working hard on our division, and most of you seem to have a pretty good handle on how to divide. So today we're going to talk more about what it means and how to figure it out. So let's remember, we can get a division problem that looks like this. 16 divided by 5 equals what? Well, I know I'm going to be splitting it into 5 groups, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw 5 circles. 4, 5. And now I'm going to count up to 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got 1 left over. So when I write my answer, I would say I have 3 with a remainder of 1. Okay. So this is an example of a quotient that has a remainder, right? Well, now that we have the quotient with the remainder, we have 5 choices of what to do. 5 choices. It's very important you write this down. 5 choices of what you can do now. Number 1, you can write your answer with the remainder. And that was what we did up here. We wrote that the answer was 3, remainder 1. That's how we did lots of our work earlier in the week. Well, sometimes we'll need to drop the remainder. If I look at my answer said 3, remainder 1. If I drop off the remainder, what answer am I giving? Just 3. This would be an example of when we needed to do that. Vanessa had 16 beads. Oops, not beds. No beds, beads. That she wanted to split equally on 5 bracelets. How many bracelets beads on each bracelet? So I'm looking. There were 16 beads. We split them onto 5 bracelets. Left over here, but the question says how many beads are on each bracelet? The answer would be 3. If you put remainder anything, you would get that one wrong. So that's important to note. Number 2, this is definitely a choice. Sometimes you have to drop the remainder like it's not even there. Choice number 3. Sometimes we have to add 1 to the quotient. So our answer was 3, but sometimes the answer is going to be 4. Now let me show you an example of when this happens. I'm going to use the same numbers, but a different situation. I'm going to say, here's our example. The 4th grade are going to the beach. In vans that hold 5 people each. How many vans do I need to take all 16 fourth graders. Well, I'll tell you what I do. I would redraw my picture for this one. I would draw 16 kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, these are the kids going to the beach. And the van holds 5 kids, so there's one van. Here's our second van. Here's our third van. Now what happens to this friend? It's Izzy. Do we leave Izzy running down the highway after us, hoping he makes it to the beach? No, his mama would not like it. So here's Izzy. What do we need to do so that Izzy gets to the beach safely too? Well, if you said to add another van, you're exactly right. Now, Izzy might be the only passenger on that van, but how many vans would we need to take all of the fourth graders safely to the beach? We would need 4. All right, so that's an example of one we used. Add 1 to the quotient. Here's choice 4. Choice 4 might say, sometimes we have to find the difference. When I say find the difference, I mean between the remainder and the next full group. So let's use our same example. We had all of our friends going to the beach. So we had 16 kids going to the beach. We split them into groups of 5 and we came up with 3 with a remainder of 1. There's sweet Izzy in the last van. We would have to find the difference between the remainder and filling up this group. If my question said, how many more people could I fit in the last van? Well, Izzy did have some extra space, didn't he? Yeah, he was the only person there for a little while, and he was not happy about it. So Izzy's going to be so happy in a minute because look. 1, 2, 3, 4 more friends could sit in there. He might invite his little brothers, he might bring his mama, and he might bring his grandma. How many more people could we put in that last van with Izzy? The answer would be 4 more. And our picture helped us figure this out. Now, we have write your answer with the remainder. We have drop the remainder. We have add 1 to the quotient. We have find the difference. Guess what our last choice is? Use only the remainder. If I said to you, how many fourth graders were in the last van? Well, here's my problem. 16 divided by 5 equals 3, remainder 1. Use only the remainder. Well, the remainder was 1. How many people were in the last van? How many fourth graders? There was only 1. And that is how we get 5 different answers to the same question. This was our equation the whole time. This was our answer the whole time. But we have to be able to interpret the remainder to make a good choice about what to do with it. Okay. So let's do 2 examples on the back, and we're going to call it a day for today. I guess that was kind of like example number 2, so I'm going to call this number 3. I'm going to say 35 kids are going to Celebration Station. Each van can hold 6 people. You don't ever need to worry about a driver, okay? We're not trying to trick you. We're just going to use the numbers they give us. So what would our division sentence be? 35. Each van can hold 6. So I'm dividing them into groups of 6. What would I have left? Well, we might not know yet, but I could easily draw a picture to figure it out. I'm going to draw my 35 kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I grouped them in 6 in case you didn't notice that. When it said 6, I made them rows of 6. So they want to know, how many vans do we need? Here's our first question. How many vans do we need? 35 split into groups of 6. Here's one group. Here's 2. Here's 3. There's 4. There's 5. So I have 5 full groups, and I have a remainder of 5 kids. Am I going to leave these kids behind back at school? No. So how many vans would we need to transport all of these kids? If you said I'd have to get an extra van, you're exactly right. And how many vans would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many vans do we need? We need 6 vans. Let me be careful with my line here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to change the question. Same problem. How many vans are full? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are full. This one's got an open spot right there, right? So how many vans are full? 5 are full. All right. How many kids are on the last van? Let's look at the last van. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many kids are on the last van? 5 kids. How many extra seats do we have? Well, this van doesn't have any extra seats, do they? And neither does this van. And neither does this van. Neither does that van. Neither does that van, but this van does. How many extra seats do we have? 1 extra. And that's that. Not so bad, is it? So this is what you're going to be practicing today. Take your time. Make sure to draw a picture. And then be sure to be working slowly and carefully to think about your answer before you write something down. All right. Have a good day. Take your time. See you tomorrow.